What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% of Elden Ring. Now, I've done a lot of editing here. I've looked at a lot of what we've done, and I've decided that we are going to break up this format, this flow, a little bit. Usually I would go area by area, show you the little areas and stuff like that, sort of go down a little checklist that I have. Instead, what I want to do for this video, and just to try it out, is to do each dungeon in this area. So this episode is just going to be the dungeon episode. We're going to go all around the lakes of Liurnia, being that we are primarily all caught up here in Limgrave. If I stop and really think about it, I think we did everything. Yeah, we got the patches guy. We pretty much did it all. I think the only thing left that we didn't do down here is just a night bird. But I'll show off night birds on a different episode. So we're just gonna jump down this little area using those steps and then those steps to get down to the bottom to do our first dungeon. I will meet you at the bottom. All right. So come down to the bottom, wrap around this way, ignore the bats. Jellyfish down there, and the jellyfish is your sign that you are going the right direction. We're gonna take this long little ramp down here if I stop running into trees. Cool. And from about this height, I mean, you're fine to just jump off. Circle back over to the jellyfish, and this will be our first little dungeon. For the Stillwater Cave. Now, the Stillwater Cave is actually very straightforward and easy. You just go straight through it all the way to the end. And there's a boss, and I will take you to that boss. The fun part about this dungeon that's different than what we have been doing and what we have been fighting is that it's a bunch of, it's a mixture. It's mostly these little rot guys and these big, annoying flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take us to the end. There are bats on the ceiling, but you can get an early armor set right here. And it's easier if you attack the bats while they're asleep. You will do like a surprise attack damage on them. And then with him, he just sort of glitches out, which is nice. We're already poisoned because I tried to block some stuff that really didn't need to be blocked, but we tried to block it anyways. So you get the sage set, and the sage set's rather nice. But back to getting to this last boss. Okay, so you have to traverse the poison waterfalls, ignore the poison flowers, and kill all the poison sages to get to here. Once you're here, you're going to fight a clean rot knight. Now to let everybody know where we are, we're at level 52 on this run. Our vigor's at 25, mine's at 18, which is just about 100 FP, give or take. Strength and dex are both at 21. We're going to leave those there. We leveled up our arcane a little bit. We get to 17, so that way we could use a different spell. Instead of using the Dragon Claw spell, we're now doing the Big Dragon Chomp spell. I was doing some research, and I figured out that the, well, I guess I should say I was informed that the Dragon Chomp is the best dragon incantation. It hits the hardest, it breaks poise. Dragon Claw is a very close second. So we have our elemental dragons. We have our elemental dragon abilities like the rot, the ice, and the fire is needed. Our lightning spear for range. Our dragon maw for the big chomp. Dragon maw is going to kind of be a bread and butter going forward in this build. And then I don't think I can show what I actually have going on with my physic, but that's okay. So we're gonna traverse the mists, kind of run forward so we're not in the poison, summon up our skeleton guys. We're gonna ignore a lot of what he does and just big chomps. He is rot though, so extraordinarily weak to fire. Now the Clean Knight is really kind of a weak enemy, um, especially for our dragon build that we have, but just in general, the whole purpose of this fight is just don't stand in the poison. If you don't stand in the poison, you'll win. He throws, he does a big lunging attack, and he does a big area attack where he'll like call up spears and stuff, but super easy to avoid. So to show off what we got for beating him, we got the Winged Blade Talisman, which is right here. The more you hit, the more each hit does damage. So each successive attack has more damage. For a build like ours, that doesn't work super well, but for other builds, like high dex builds and stuff like that, it's fantastic. So we are now going to go up and over about here for another cave. I will see you there. Okay, now if you were to come up straight up the left side from the last side of Grace, at the very beginning of the zone, super easy. If you're coming from the north or whatever, just look for these 2 golden crystals here, and then there will be not golden, I'm sorry, just look for the 2 crystals, and you will find the next dungeon. Now this Lakeside Crystal Cave, very straightforward. You just run through it, get to the end. There's no armor set in this one. The last boss is pretty simple, very straightforward. So I will show that when we get there. I will see you when we get there. I stand corrected. If you go up the embankment as soon as you enter, kill all the bad guys, fight off the dead mother, there will be a chest, and in that chest we'll have another talisman, the Spear Talisman. I apologize. To show what that talisman does with the Spear Talisman, it is going to be around here somewhere. We just got it. There it is. In counterattacks. Yeah, so counterattacking, if you like the parry play style, it is a great weapon. There are some fights that really benefit from just counterattacking, and that talisman really sets you up for those. But to show again, you would come up from this Grace. It's going to be dark. Go up this rock embankment. Just jump your way up and go up here, kill these guys, come back down, go through here, and clear all that out. Now we're going to go down in the cave to get the actual boss. But I just wanted to include that talisman bit because it's actually pretty good talisman. So, okay. So you jump all the way down the crystal cave, taking the ledges as you need. And when you come in here, you're going to fight basically the same guy that was in this Everjail right here, the Forlorn Hound. Same enemy, same attack moveset. He does hit pretty hard, but you don't have Blythe here to help you. So instead, bring out your skeletons. He is pretty aggressive to start, but we're just gonna kind of let our skeleton boys get some attention. Cool. And then we're just gonna pump. Ooh. Joe Montana. Joe Montana. Apparently he has a weakness to lightning damage, which is kind of sick. Did not know that. Oh, that's a punch. No. No. Ouch. Okay, so he's dead. And we got the Cerulean Amber Medallion to show what that does. Where are we? Right there. It just increases your maximum FP. There are better ones out there. We will get a better one later. And you come out on the other side. And this is sort of quest related right here, but it is important. we will cross this bridge when we come to it. So right now, we're just going to get the shack, Grace, a rune arc, which is pretty handy. And now we're going to go up. There's a cave here. There's a cave here. There is a cave over here. We're going to go get that one really quick. To get to this cave, come over to the Highway of the North and then go south down this embankment. Now if you come all the way down to the bottom, ignoring the beastmen, you'll pick up a somber smithing stone too, which is pretty handy. Then on your way up, just hug the left-hand side. Eventually we'll come across some doors. There it is. Pretty much from now, for the next 10 levels, basically, we're going to be pumping our health. We're going to get our health all the way up to about 40 or so, which I believe is the soft cap. So we're at 21. After that, after we get 40 vigor, we're going to be pumping more into mind. Probably about 25 is the cap for what we want on this run. And then everything after that is going to go into arcane and strength. So that way we can operate our weapons. Now this cave is pretty fun. It has some interesting little mechanics. My first time through, I couldn't figure out how to get to the end of it, but the boss in here, super easy. So with all that being said, we're gonna take the lift and we're gonna go down, activate our little lantern, and I will see you at the boss. Now it's worth mentioning that, ignore these guys for a moment, that up in this little shadowy room up here, you can get access to a different helmet. It's a helmet of mirrors, very similar to what EG wears. I don't believe it does anything, but it is a cool helmet to have. So now I'm going to come up here and we're going to kill these guys. Get another rune arc too while you're at it. And then if you want to believe everything, yeah, no, there's nothing there. You can open it. It does cost 1 stone sword key. It's not the worst thing in the world. We'll get it for the fashion souls. We'll burn a stone sword key on this. What the? Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much about this game. Just trying to show off what this helm does. Okay. If you don't clear like the chat that pops up, then you can't get the helm. But this is the mirror helm. It has more poise. It's a very poise heavy helm, but gives you 6, which is a bit better than what we're wearing, but by no means is it the end all be all. And there we are. We're shiny. Shout out to people that know that reference. I think it's Moana, I think. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled killing of bosses. Fun little trick here is that if you get to this guy in the bottom half of the dungeon and just step on this plate over and over and over again, those arrows will just kill him for you, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. I accidentally died earlier, so I have to run back and get my souls. But it's a fun little thing. I also do want to mention that we are changing the focus of the build to the dragon incantations, right? We're still gonna do the whole confessor thing. We're gonna get tons of good stuff. Ooh, that was almost bad. But really what we're going for is just big dragon damage. Big old dragon damage. Just big old chomps. Poise breaking, following it up with huge attacks. We got the Page Ashes, which are pretty good. They're ranged ashes. Oh, God, yeah, forgot he's there. I'm gonna drink a quick potion, just in case. Some funny business. And after doing a quick Google search on the helm that we just picked up in there, it's worth picking up as an early game helm. Especially if you don't have a good armor set, or you don't know where to get a good armor set, but it is far and away not the best helm out there. It has a well-balanced defense of physical and magical attacks. So if you're going for a, quality build, but you want a little bit more magic defense, this is the one for you. At least in the very early game. So we're gonna go in here. It's just another big cat guy. It's fine, except he's a bit of a more spell casting, I guess is the way to describe it. But his moveset very similar. Oof. There he is. Relatively simple. And you got the Caden Sellsword Ashes, and Caden Sellsword is a decent summon. He's got a big knife. He smacks pretty hard. He's not a bad one to get. So we're gonna go on to the next dungeon. So we're coming up on the next dungeon here, and you can see it's right over there. It's blocked by a stone sword key, which is fine, but there's actually a site of grace up over here. And I will show you on the map where we are. We didn't get this on our Site of Grace, basically capture guide on the first episode. It's the Crystalline Wood. It is up in the northern part. If you go from EG south to here, that's where it is. These guys that we're gonna fight are a little bit tricky. They are magic crystal guys, and there's two of them. So I don't believe this is our first double boss, but it is a double boss. So we will burn a stone sword key. I believe it takes two. Yep. And we're just going to run through this super fast and kill them. Come inside, get the grace. Bro, we look really weird, right? With this helmet. I mean, that's a look, especially because we've eaten so many dragon hearts, our eyes are gold. It's a trip. Okay. So it's a crystal cave, very much like the last crystal cave that we did down in the south. The Stillwater Cave, I believe it was, or was it the Lakeside Crystal Cave? Very similar, same enemies you're gonna fight. I'm just gonna blow through it really quick and then come back. All right, so we're down here, and there's these glintstone sorcerers, and we haven't actually faced them yet in this playthrough. And over here, there's one immediately to our right. So what we're gonna do is, the strategy here is not to fight all four of them at the same time. So we just want to take one on at a time. And they do hit hard. They do have a higher health pool. So, but we have a +8 weapon with blood loss, so that will do a lot for us. Seems like we've gotten their attention. We got some poisons on them. That's fine. That'll take them down. Okay. He's down. We're going to hide behind the crystals and try to take these guys one at a time, because 2 at a time can be a little bit difficult. That went probably as well as it could have, given the circumstances. So I just wanted to show that in case, you know, you might be struggling with it. There's also a ledge up here. You know, if you want to try to flank them, go sneaky stealth, assassin step, try to get around them. That's also a possibility. But onward towards... Oh, yeah, okay, that's an example of how hard they hit. So. There we are. Back to our regularly scheduled boss killing. Okay, so as you progress, you'll come into these open spaces. There's this big guy here that I don't want to fight right on the front of it, so we really kind of got to get away. So we're going to kind of draw him back into this room. I don't mean to spend so much time on this one cave, but this is the strategy that I've put forth to deal with it, because these guys can be a bit of a pain. But some rot breath will do the trick. They can cast through it, so just be wary. And then the rot will kill them, or if you know, have the stones for it, you can get in there and go kill them. Oh. God, he has like every hard-hitting sorcery. Oof. That was very close. Okay. So if you come in here, off to the right, I believe there is... Yep. I think we can get him with a dragon spell. Yeah. Got him. Cool. Otherwise, you're going to need a bow or something like that. Got our rune arc, and over here in the next room is where the boss is. We've kind of had to expend a lot of resources to get this far, so we might die. If you die, but you killed these guys, I believe they stay dead, because the stake of Marika is around here somewhere. Alright, here we go. We're just going to kind of run in and Dragon Ice to break posture, and then hit them hard. Thought I rolled from that. There it is, the posture break. You really just want to try to get this to be a one-on-one as best you can. So, you know, because these spells hurt. These guys do hit hard with their spells. Really can't understate that enough. Yikes. We are out of heals, so we're gonna just kind of rely on our militiamen here. Ah, we got caught. We got caught. We got caught. That's unfortunate. If we go into it with more potions, we'll get it. So, 1 second here. Update, they don't stay dead. You have to just run past them. And got our dodge in. We're going to stick with the Dragon Claw. And we're actually going to focus on the mage this time. Big posture break. Yikes. Getting away from that. Getting our mana back. Alright, now they're down, we can get some big damage in on them. Alright, they're down. Now it's the spear guy. The spear guy's easier because we can kite him. Big posture break, and that's really what this fight is all about, is just breaking the posture of them. If you can break their posture, you'll deal so much more damage, and if you can break their posture, it's basically a guaranteed win. So, second time's the charm on that. We got the Crystal Tear Release, which is really just kind of okay of an incantation, and this also acts as a backdoor into the Academy. From the Crystal Cave to show what you get at the very end of this, which is pretty handy for the spellcasters out there. I believe it is I think it's in either a spell or a piece of equipment. One of those two things. Big elevator all the way to the top. The Academy of Rhea Lucaria, which is our next big dungeon that we have to do. It's the next boss of this little area, but we're not quite there yet. Open it up. And the Terra Magica, which increases the strength of those within the sigil. It basically, you lay down a fat sigil on the ground and you blow stuff up. You do so much more damage as part of the one-shot build for sorcery. But that takes care of that. So now we're going to go on to our next dungeon. Now for our next dungeon, we're going to come down from the Revenger's Shack, which is just southwest of the last one we were in. When you find the jellyfish, you know you're doing it right. To get to our next dungeon, we're going to come all the way down this embankment. Now we'll show on the map where we are in just a moment. We are down here, south of the Revenger's Shack, which is southwest of the Crystalline Wood. This is the Road's End Catacombs. Pretty straightforward dungeon. Has a lot of slicer guys in it, a lot of blood loss, a lot of bleed. The end boss is pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy about it. With our build, we'll be able to get her done, no problem. As you can see, a lot of people here did not see this guy coming. But we did, we knew better. So, I am going to just kind of follow with the same thing. If I see anything interesting, I'll show it. If not, then I will I'll just take you straight to the boss. So I will see you then. Okay, so something interesting. I did not hit record. This is the dungeon. If this is your first playthrough, second playthrough, maybe you're like me and I haven't played this in a long time. This is the dungeon with the secret walls. So the messages on the ground are very helpful. You'll likely see them. But there are a bunch of I don't know about that. There are a bunch of secret passages that open up in this dungeon. So there are two just right away off the doors, little the stair sets. Come down, turn around, hit these walls. They'll open up, no problem. And yeah, so I'll show more of those if they pop up. Okay, so this is a perfect example. So we're a little bit further on from the path where I just stopped the recording. And there's a wall. You're like, oh man, this isn't the right way. Which way do I go? You got to break down the walls. So, just gonna run up, hit you, hit you, hit you. There's gonna be another guy. Yep, there's two of them. Hit me. And we got the Rea Lucaria Soldier Ashes. They're very handy. They're pretty neat. Pretty nifty, if I say so myself. Do enjoy them. But back to our regularly scheduled boss killing. Alright, yeah, so I had to look it up to remember. When you come down here to the illusionary wall, you're thinking to yourself, man, okay, well, this is all it is, some root resin. It's not. It's not. It confused me too. So, and then from here on out, you gotta attack through some walls. There's the boss door. It's already open. You could have just came in here and gotten the boss done and had no qualms about it. If I remember correctly, this is a really simple boss, very straightforward. He doesn't hit too hard. It's literally just a big snail guy. Actually, it's Crucible Knight. Never mind. Ouch. It's actually not a Crucible Knight. It's an illusionary Crucible Knight. So you kind of, you are fighting a Crucible Knight of sorts. You really, that hit me. I thought that was a safe space. So you're battling this fake Crucible Knight pretty much until, you can tell it's a fake Crucible Knight. It gets poisoned. It can take damage the normal ways that Crucible Knights don't. As soon as it goes away, where are you? There he is. It's a little snail. He'll summon up another Crucible Knight for you to fight. Just rinse, repeat. Ugh. So obnoxious. Bro, where's the snail? Where's the snail? There's the snail. There it is. So we killed it. Man. It's an annoying boss for an annoying dungeon, but you get the Glintstone Sorcerer Ashes. Fantastic. Those hooded guys that we were killing earlier in the cave that shot just those absolute sniper bullets, you get their ashes. And they are just tremendous. Okay, so we've done the lower 4 dungeons. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done the academy. There's only 2 left. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try him. All right, on to the next one. Okay, for this one, very simple. Just go to the Rhea Lucaria East Gate, jump down on the slipstream that you used to get up there in the first place, come over to the side, and you will find the mine. Um, Now, this is a challenging one. This is probably the hardest one that we faced so far, and likely will be the most challenging dungeon thus far in the early game. I think, if I remember which boss is at the end of this. All being the same, we cracked a couple of runes just a moment ago and leveled up, so we put more points into our vigor. Our level is now 54, and we are going to go kill some bosses. I hope. I will see you at the end. Okay, so up until this point, the dungeon is very, very, very simple. You just run through, smack people, you know, if you can posture break them, that's the whole game. Now, this is perhaps the most terrifying part. You have to walk along this single beam. Don't fall down to the bottom because you will die. Um, and don't attract the attention of the glintstone sorcerer guys on the other end. They're very slow, but they do hurt. So we're just walking this lonely road, the only road that I have ever smacked. There we go. Didn't get DMCA'd on that. Come through, come up over here. Smack. No. And smack. Okay, back to going and killing bosses. Okay, so we're gonna go take on this boss. Don't quite remember what it is, but it is quite a pain to get to him, so I don't imagine he's gonna be easy. Oh, it's another crystalline. Easy. So this guy will throw these things around at you, these little discs, right? And they hurt. They hurt pretty good. And when he throws his big Beyblade down, that's when we really want to try to get in on him. Okay, we got the poise break and big attack. And where's he gonna throw that Beyblade? Actually, our guys are doing a really good job of just like getting in his way. That was nice. That was nice and relatively painless. And we got the miner smithing the ball bearing, which is fantastic. That's absolutely what we want. And now, before we get out of here, can we teleport out? Yeah, because we beat the last boss, we can teleport out. All throughout this dungeon, I feel like it's worth mentioning that there are there's these elevators, but on these elevators, there are, like, clips that you have to kind of get your timing right, get in, and you can get, like, an extra somber smithing stone, for instance. That all really comes in handy. So that's that one. That's just one last dungeon left for the Lakes of Liurnia area, and it's up over here, and I will see you when we get there. So to get to this next boss, you want to come up and over from the Church of Vows. You want to head northeast as possible. When you come up to these bad guys that are shooting these just absolute piss missile sniper bullets at you, keep going northeast until you end up on this walkway. When you end up on this walkway, you're going to end up going all the way up this. Big old rune bear. Leave him alone, he'll leave you alone. Unless he smells you, in which case, you're breakfast. But just run away from the rune bear. You're going to fight a guy up here that is very annoying to kill. There's just no better terminology for how annoying this guy is to kill than that he is annoying. And this rune bear, he's given up on us. Thank goodness. Okay. So, a couple of strategies here. I don't believe you have to kill him to open the door. I do believe it is easier to kill him to open the door. But he is a Crucible Knight, and he is guarding the entrance, which is behind him, to this place. And he's going to disappear and reappear, and he's very, very annoying. And I'm just going to try to get a clip of showing how we can engage with him. Okay, that was relatively easy this time. I'm chalking that more up to the big dragon maw chomp than anything else, because he's very obnoxious to deal with. So, the beast eye quivers. If you have the beast eye, it will detect death, and it will quiver every time there's death. Now, in the Black Knife's Catacombs, there are 2 bosses. We're going to actually rest first. I've already applied Sacred to the mace, because there are going to be these skeletal boys coming through, and we just want to one-shot them, because it will make our lives so much easier if we one-shot them. So there's our boss door, as per the norm. And skeleton, 1-hit kill. We'll pop a stone sword key to get in here to get this item. We don't necessarily need it, but it's nice to have. Oh, man. I have to really reapply that. But okay. So we got the axe, which is what I really wanted to show you in the beginning of this. This axe is amazing. It's huge. It's an intellect strength build axe. It has the summons. It has a summon built into the axe. It's terrific. I don't really know of an intellect strength build out there, but everything exists. Okay, we're back at it, and yeah, so the Black Knife Assassin is a pain. It is a big pain. This is one of the hardest bosses to take on, particularly for our build, but we are going to be able to... You bastard. Come here. Come here. You want to go? You want to die that badly? Here. Bam. Happy to oblige. Alright, now he's dead. So we're going to just flask up to begin with, and you can summon in D to help. This will progress D's storyline. I'm going to do that just for the sake of it being a small space, and it's also going to be a bit challenging. So there's D. Okay, now D is going to do all the hard work for us. And we're just going to just do what we've been doing. Just agile. In a small space like this, rot is going to be helpful. Oh, he was in the middle of his power move on D. That's unfortunate. Get some frost on him. He's a very strong enemy. I know that when you summon in cooperators, it does really boost the health pool of what you're fighting. But this is pretty ridiculous. So, finishes off D, and then he's posture broken. He's going to hit him. We're going to hit him again. Bam, got him. And we progressed the storyline, which is great. Now we have the knife print and the black cerulean dagger. The regular cerulean dagger. To show those off in their totality, let's go to weapons. There's the crystal knife. Alright, I can't seem to find it. I don't know what I did with it, but we'll come up on it, I'm sure. It's not in the incantations, it's not in the spells. Alright, well, we got that. But we're not done yet. Because there are 2 bosses. And we're gonna get that next one. Okay, so now we are back. We've rested at the site of grace after dropping down. When we dropped down, we have opened up. We pulled the lever crunk to fight the main boss, and I had to look it up because I didn't want to be caught off guard like I was with the Black Knife. This is another one of those spirits that hits like a glass cannon, but he has a bunch of skeletal allies. So first things first, we're going to apply Holy. We're going to jump in. We're going to summon up our ashes to block some of this. Ooh. Oh shit, we got bound. This is not good for us. Gonna drink a little. Still have Holy on the weapon, but we kind of want to just get in here and get some damage in on him. Do not die. Jesus, the combo is crazy. There's skeletons everywhere. And he is just so good. We've killed the Cemetery Shade, now it's just the Ash. And we got the Twin Sage Sorcerer Ashes. Oh, they all despawned. Thank goodness. Wow. That was definitely the hardest dungeon, for sure. And we have a Death Root. This is why that beast eye was quivering. We are going to, we'll teleport out. We'll return to entrance. We've gotten everything that there is in here. And that is all the dungeons in the Lakes of Liurnia area. Really quick, we're going to finish off the video by turning in that Death Root. Big lore reason why the Death Root's there. Because the Black Knives, as we saw in the intro cinematic, killed people on the night of the Black Death. So we're going to turn in this Death Root.
I'm not sated. Feed me more. Death.
So we got an incantation, which is pretty fun. The incantation is under the Bestial and Black category, and it raises Bestial Vitality, raises HP over a period of time. So it's a temporary HP boost. It's not really that great, but it is fun for what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love going on with Fred the Butt Guy here. And I will see you guys in the next one. But that was all the dungeons in Lakes of Liurnia, all 7 of them. Man, what a video. Thanks, guys.